picked up a book and I was gonna read today. I didn't actually go to the library, but I was gonna read. On the morning after the night happened, Bruce Delamitri was sitting in the police interview room. Name, said the interrogating officer. It wasn't really a question. The officer knew Bruce's name, of course, but there was a procedure, and he was required to follow it. Name. On the morning before, Bruce had been sitting in a television studio opposite him, across a sweeping curve of the presentation console, with two Ken and Barbie style presenters of indeterminate age. His name is Bruce Delamitri, said Ken, employing a sincere plonking tone he reserved for really big guests. Occupation, said the policeman on the morning after, as if he didn't know. He's probably the most celebrated artist working in the motion picture industry today. A great writer, a great director, Hollywood's golden boy. I heard he makes a great pasta sauce too, interjected Barbie in a very deep voice, by way of adding a little human interest. It was the morning before, the last day on which Bruce would hear himself described in such terms. Marital status, the cop inquired. Oh, shit! Oh, what a great book this is already. Then he got to page 2. But career excellence takes its toll, and Hollywood was recently saddened by the news that Bruce's marriage to actress, model and rock singer Farah Delamitri was in big trouble. We'll be talking about that also. The red light on top of the camera facing Bruce lit up. He adopted a suitably sardonic shit happens expression. The next 24 hours would prove him right about that. Bruce tried to look the policeman in the eye. Marital status. What a question. The whole world knew his marital status. My wife is dead. Tell me about last night. My wife is dead. Tonight is Oscars night. Ken beamed. The big one. Numero uno. Nights don't get any bigger than this. The night of nights. The 90th night of them all. The night which, according to all forecasts, promises to be the greatest night of Bruce Delamitri's life. Last night, said Bruce, he'd been giving up trying to make contact with the cop and now spoken almost to himself. Not bad. Last night was more reliable, or more terrible than I would have imagined possible. So is that someone coming through there? Just the one? No, gone. Not bonkers. You're watching Coffee Time USA. We'll be back after these messages, said the male presenter, whose name was not Ken but Oliver Martin. The studio light dimmed and the Coffee Time logo came up while Oliver and his female colleague, Dale, stacked their papers in an important manner. Like that. Yeah. There was, of course, nothing on their papers, but maintaining 2, 3. There was, of course, nothing on their papers, but maintaining the fiction that TV presenters are proper journalists as opposed to people who read whatever comes up on order queue is one of the principal duties of current affairs broadcasting. Bruce watched on the monitor in front of him as Oliver and Dale disappeared and were replaced on screen by the 4 bikini-clad babes clutching soda bottles and tumbling ecstatically out of an old VW Beetle. A girl, a beach, it's happening, it's real. I don't know. It's a girl, a beach, it's happening, it's real. It's a boost, it's a buzz, it's the way you should feel. Yeah, I do like that. A girl, a beach, it's happening, it's real, it's a boost, it's a buzz, it's the way you should feel. Like that. What's happening? I don't do anything. So don't expect too much. We're reading today. The studio controller killed the volume and the bikini babes were left sucking on their bottles in muted delight. 1.5 minutes on the break, said the floor manager. This was a signal for the makeup girls to rush in and pat gently away at all available faces. Oliver turned to Bruce, addressing him through a flurry of powder and pads. I think we need to concentrate on here is the fact that our industry is not a dream factor anymore. We deal in gritty realism. We show it like it is. The makeup lady applied another layer of slap to Oliver's really heavily caked features. Right? Pretty funny. The gritty reality was that anyone who had acquired such a deep and lustrous tan, right? See, would would long since have died of skin cancer. But Oliver was on the old school of TV presenting. He believed that sporting a thermonuclear tan was a mark of respect to the viewer, like wearing a nice shirt and tie. You had to show you'd made the effort, and I did. "1 minute to the break," said the floor manager. That sounds like a cushy job. Across the AI is really taking that job, don't worry. Across the vast pastel-coloured desk, Dale's voice could be heard from the mist of cloud of hairspray. I mean, surely the big issue, Bruce, has got to be this whole copycat killing thing, hasn't it? I mean, that's what America's concerned about. As an American woman, it sure is what I'm concerned about. Are you concerned about that, Bruce? As an American man, America's population is not as young as it was, and as soon the number one issue concerning the majority of Americans will be adult incontinence. This was not Bruce, it was TV. The studio controller pumped the volume back up to dear Lord, back up preparatory to going back on air. It was after 9, and a network of advertisers were beginning to switch their focus from workers and school kids to coffee time audience, which meant young mums and old lonelies. Soda-sucking babes were giving way to nipple pads, denture fixative and nappies, both infant and adult. The imagery, amazing. "No, I'm not concerned about copyright killing," said Bruce, speaking with difficulty because a young woman was painting some kind of menthol-flavoured grease to his lips. "I don't believe that people get up from the movie theatre or the TV and do what they just saw. Otherwise, the people who watch this show would all have their hair set in concrete and their brains sucked out along with their cellulite." It was scarcely a comment calculated to endear him to his media colleagues, but that was Bruce. Tough, sarcastic, and a bit of a stirrer. If you wore a leather jacket and shades on TV at 9 in the morning, you were almost duty bound to be abrasive. In fact, Bruce had guessed that Dale would not hear his answer anyway. He could see it was a type of interview used her guests' answers as quiet time in which to consider her next question. Good. You should make that point on air, said Dale absently, checking her eyeliner. 15 seconds on the break, said the floor manager. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oliver's face lit up. We're talking to Bruce Delamitri, the hot tip for tonight's Best Director Oscar. But amidst all the glory and adulation, there lurks very real controversy. Dale picked up the ball. Bruce Delamitri's movies are hard, tough, witty, sassy streetwise thrillers, where the life is low and the body count is high. Remind you of something? You tell me, Dale, said Ollie, deploying his serious and thoughtful face. How about American Streets, said Dale, looking equally portentous. That's right, the streets of America, hard, tough, and dangerous, where the kids grow up fast and dying is a way of life. You're saying that the movies of Bruce Delamitri reflect the streets of America? America, it's your call. Some say reflect, some say influence. We'll be back after these messages. The studio lights dimmed again. Oliver and Dale went dark and shuffled their papers. Do you have sensitive teeth? Does ice cream make you go ow? When should when you should be going, oh dear. Anyway.